Hi, and welcome to Pick a Card Mondays. I'm Solreta for Maison Jupiter. And today we're going to have a look into 3 different card lots. You can either pick from 1, 2, or 3. So just at the beginning, you guys know that I like to settle in. So just starting to take a few deep breaths in, starting to center yourself. And I'm just going to bring up our little picture. And so just having a look into whether we're going for cards pile number 1, which has an adventuring crystal, number 2, which has the turquoise, or number 3, which has a celestial crystal. So this one will be looking into past life energy. So we're going to be finding out what we need to know from past lives and words of advice for future and present time as well. So just closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths. And just breathing and exhaling all the way out. Just letting any tension go from your body, sending any energy that you no longer need down through the bottom of your feet and into the earth, and breathing all the way in. Connecting in with your breath and exhaling all the way out, feeling that release, letting your body get loose, get limp and relaxed. And one more deep breath in. And just exhaling all the way out and just seeing what the first spread is that you're drawn to. What is it that your first intuition says? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? And we're just going to start by pile number 1 to begin with. So I'll just move these aside and make a little bit more room on my desk. So pile number 1, we have the adventuring crystal. And before we get started, I also just want to remind you that if you do want an in-depth personal reading, I do have my mystical oracle readings, which would probably be the best way to have a really in-depth reading at the moment. So I really love focusing on not just people's soul mission, but I love looking into helping them with situations, whether it's like with work, with relationships, even sometimes moving cities. We can feel into the vibration to represent different cities or different outcomes and opportunities. So I really love to work with you guys on these deeper subjects, but please use the discount code Jupiter to save 10% off on your reading with me. And the first crystal that we have is this adventurine. So this is a really great crystal for adventures, for protection on adventures. It's also connected to some of the angelic realms, but it is really a great one to take with you if you're going on a journey or an adventure. So the first deck that we have tonight, the top card, comes from the past life energy oracle, and this is by Sandra Ann Taylor. So we'll have a look into this one to begin with. And the card that you guys have is idyllic memories. So peace, tranquility. What we can see here looks a little bit like a countryside type cottage. It looks like living in a bit of a remote place. We also see some mountains, or almost like a little bit of a snow-capped kind of mountain in the background, a little boat here too. We will get more information around past life as we continue to tune in. So I will have a look into some tarot to have a look deeper into this. And let's see what we have. I'll just move these other 2 cards for the side for now. And please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Drop me a little message letting me know what card you felt drawn to picking, piles 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so finding out a little bit more information for you guys here around past life. So I do actually feel that I'm getting taken back into more kind of like an English era, and I'm seeing thatched roof. The other thing that I can also smell is various different, I would say different herbs, grasses. I can smell like a lot of moisture, kind of plant life around. I almost feel like it feels like spring, or perhaps fall or autumn. There's like a little bit of moisture or wetness to the air, and it's not cold, but it's not hot either. The other thing that I'm also seeing is smoke coming out of a chimney, and I'm getting flashes, or the word premonitions also come through too. It's like flashes and premonitions coming through at once. There's also visions around violet that's coming in. So for some of you guys that have been drawn to picking card 1, I actually feel that there's been past life around working with herbalism, around working with gathering plants, gathering medicine. I do feel there's a lot of like wisdom and knowledge. They're also giving me the word folklore. So it could be working with like folklore medicine. Let's have a look at what the cards have got. We'll feel into these. Yeah, I just keep seeing different kinds of what you call like a mortar and pestle and alchemy as well. I also feel that this is perhaps even passed down, this knowledge to do with certain family members. So it might be wisdom learned from grandparents passed down to parents. So let's flip these cards over. And we have the card of fortune, which I'm hearing the card of destiny right now. They're giving me the word destiny. We have the card of fool, we have the princess of wands, and we have the high priestess. So instantly what I sort of get a vibe for and a feeling with around this is for some of you, you might be feeling a little bit held back or a little bit like you haven't lived up to your fullest potential. And what we see with this is some of it could be to do with past lives. So we do see with the Wheel of Fortune, this is the Taurus card, and we see that there's like a destiny alignment that's with the stars. So I do feel that this is something that was perhaps like passed down to do with ancestry, but we're seeing perhaps like a new direction or some kind of journey energy. Interesting that we have that adventuring to go with a card that represents the beginning of a journey. You guys know for me as well, this can represent Alice in Wonderland energy or stepping into a state of wonderment. What I do feel with this Princess of Wands, though, is coming upon a different time or a different era. So I do feel that there's, in regards to future, high priestess potential or high priest potential is what we're seeing here. So Princess of Wands is more worried about like what other people think, trying to like maintain status quo, trying to people please. With the Princess of Wands too, we see that she has this beautiful light and she's trying to make the world a better place. She's very much concerned with the external. I will get some more. I just felt like you guys might be feeling this as well, because I know we have a lot of empaths that watch. I just felt something within my heart and I felt a flash and I saw like a hand go up to the head. It almost feels that there's such a crushing kind of like emotional feel with being super sensitive. It's almost like sensory wise being empath to the max is what I'm feeling to do with these cards. I'll just get some of the Mythios Tarot as well. So we have Two of Swords, which is a card of peace. We have the Chariot, and I'm just getting shivers all up and down my body, which is a little bit more common with past life readings. The Hanged Man, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands for me is my card to release things that are deeply embedded and held within the subconscious. What we see here with the Two of Swords, which is the card of peace, usually this is saying to me that there's something deeper. And there's something that we see with like our heart's wisdom that perhaps we're blocked out, or we might have, connected with a past life of working with herbalism and working with magic and alchemy, but maybe we've not fully felt into the gifts from that era. So we do see the Chariot with this. So it was almost a situation of you guys having to move away in order to keep safe. Please let me know in the comments if you want to expand on your journey around what this was to you. I'm really interested to read the comments. With the Hanged Man, though, I keep feeling that you guys are here to break free from boundaries. You're here to break free of limitations, of curses, of situations that might have held you back. And I feel that you were from like a long line of magic is what I'm seeing within this spread as well. So with the Knight of Wands, this is usually just rush in, just like get it done, like get back into it. For me, this is what Spirit calls the Tony Robbins card. So this usually will represent to me that there's things underneath that we need to deal with or release in order to sort of like get beyond or to get past certain things and to tap back into our full essence and our full magic. So let me pop these aside for now. And we will flip over the other card, which is from the Time Traveler's Oracle. So let me just pop all of these in. I like to file them individually so we have a better chance of mixing them up. So I do feel with this card too, the idyllic memories, I feel this is about connecting to your ancestors, connecting back to a time of magic and alchemy before anything might have changed. Just like we're going through a shift now and we feel that separation between the third and fourth dimension, I feel that this is going back to a time where we still had that veil very, very thin. So let's have a look into the Time Traveler deck. And the card that we have is Grounded. And you guys will recognize this from some of my videos. We have Uluru, Australia. So this is a card that I picked, the second card, to represent what to do in order to bring back like the magic or to like utilize where we're going in the future. So I feel this is about connecting to the land. This is also, you know, a main chakra point on earth as well. Some people even talk about it being like the heart chakra. So yeah, with Uluru, connecting into the essence of the red dirt as well can be really transformative. I know when I was there and I just want to cover myself in the red sand and the red dirt. And there is special things for you guys that watched the video that I did after I was there. There's different things that you can speak or say and the water will flow. There's an interaction. I'm not sure if I just saw a fairy fly past then or if it was my hand moving, but yeah, there's an element of connecting in with the plant life, with the animals, with the rock, with the consciousness of this earth place too. So really interesting way to immerse you back into this alchemy, back into the magic. I keep getting someone touch me on the crown chakra with this. So I really feel this is about tapping back into your wisdom for this lifetime. If you do want to go deeper and have a look specifically into what this will mean for you, this would be great to look into in a one-on-one with me in the Mystical Oracle. We can look deeper, but let me get this last card. We have the card of choice. So by staying conscious in your thought, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. So by staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. So let's have a look with my Syrian star cards. And we will get a card for you guys for this week going forth and how to sort of like integrate all of this together. Okay. Feeling drawn. Oh my gosh. This one, wishes fulfilled. So we have here, you are in charge of your reality and dreams. Take pride in this and see the wishes already fulfilled. I actually am getting a vision of this representing your ancestors too. So I would even be saying statements like, I now release anything that no longer serves me. I now decreate or release any contracts, vows, or agreements that might be holding me back from my best and highest good. I now call back all of my powers, but I really feel this is like digging your feet into the earth and connecting with the element or elemental part of yourself as well. So let me know how you go with that and really connecting back into your gifts and talents. I look forward to hearing from pile 1. And let's move on to pile number 2, where we had turquoise. So just reminding you guys for pile number 2, we do have the discount code for 10% off, which is Jupiter. So please use that to get 10% off so you can go one-on-one and have a look in depth specifically just for you guys. So with this turquoise energy, I keep feeling throat chakra energy. And the other thing too, when I was laying the crystals down, I really did feel a strong Native American connection. So we know the beautiful Navajo tribes, which I'm connected with as well, work with turquoise. So I really do feel this is about connecting in with our third eyes. This crystal is amazing for healers, for healing, for wisdom, connecting in with your third eye, your throat chakra. I really feel there's a medicine energy with this and a shamanic power as well. So that is our little crystal for you guys for number 2. The first card that we have is Archangel Raziel. So inspiration, mysteries, and Akashic records. And what's interesting, it's more like a aquamarine sort of turquoise colored stone that she has in her staff or wand as well. So really interesting. And it's my favorite number. And surprise, surprise, I felt drawn to picking cards number 2. But yeah, I do feel with this, not only is it about connecting on a shamanic level and connecting like we see she's from the higher realm. So we see these beautiful archangel wings. We see here Stonehenge, it looks like, in the background as well. So again, we have this wisdom of connecting in with a power point or a chakra center to do with the earth. So let's have a look with some cards and see exactly what Spirit wants to show us. I'm just looking for my other deck right in front of me. Okay. So I actually am getting an energy of channeling. I'm also getting light codes and light language come in with this as well. The other thing that I'm also hearing and seeing is I'm getting a lot of cards. I'm getting the acupuncture system light up with this, and I'm just getting like really rapid downloads of frequency, energy, color, music. The word synastry is also coming through, and I feel that this is about like integrating it into our bodies and temples. So I do feel that when we're talking about past life, for you guys who have picked number 2, a lot of you will be more off-worlders, more up in the higher realms, will sort of more feel like you're home. So part of your message will be to integrate this down into the earth realm. And I feel it's about lighting this soul essence up within your temple, within your body. So let's have a feel into this. And I'm just going to speak a little bit of the light language that comes through, because it will be activating for some of you that have felt drawn to card pile number 2. Alasanara to alanari te alakoy alanara. Miashalanara te kala renara te kerna. Alosonara te kaya na halo. Miasanalo hada tenanara to kala herte. Yashalanara te kaya na halo to halasar. Miasalanara te kaya na hayari to kor. Yasalanara te koya na heha to kor. So with that, I was seeing a vision of the sun, and I was being shown energy circulating and plasma charges coming off the sun. So I do feel this about divine timing and wisdom for you guys, connecting back to your soul essence, to your soul roots. You might feel really drawn to going more in depth for an individual starseed reading and seeing where you're connected to galactically. Please use discount code Jupiter to save. And we have a 4 of Cups, which sometimes for me will be something that's hidden, but it's like pretty obvious and wanting to come in and connect. So we see the man with the arms folded in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, and he's looking at the 3 cups. But Spirit's got this 4th cup that's sort of floating here. So he's not yet fully focused on it. It might be looking in the 3D, but we see the 4th cup. So what is it that you guys have been maybe perhaps getting a sense of, or perhaps even ignoring? Because sometimes we'll have 2 camps come with this. We have an Ace of Swords. So it's definitely around opening up to channel is what we were talking about before. And we see that there. 2 of Cups, there's a connection and a contract that you have for connecting into channel to bring messages to defeat this dark stuff and bring peace to earth. So we actually see a lot of you choosing to come in and having a contract or a mission around coming to earth. So we've got a 5 of Swords and a 7 of Discs currently, which is more what we see within the collective consciousness. So a 5 of Swords being a card of defeat, and a 7 of Disc being Saturn energy and Taurus. So with this, it's that nest of eggs that have sort of like failed to hatch. So I feel like with some of you guys, there might be fear of being judged or fear around fully stepping into the spotlight, because what we see with starseeds a lot of the time is they do like to take a back seat. They're more sort of sensitive, empathic. Let me get some other tarot to clarify. So we have an 8 of Cups, a 9 of Swords. We have the Death card. So for a lot of you, it could be really heavy frequency-wise to be down here at the moment on Earth. And we have a Page of Swords. This is not having to take like massive action. It's really just you connecting in and choosing to consciously channel and connect in with higher self, connect in with your other starseed timelines or higher angelic timelines. So 8 of Cups for me is Saturn energy and Pisces. It's sometime where the cups are broken or disconnected. So a lot of you guys might be feeling homesick with this. You're probably a big part of our soul family. And I'd be interested to see if some of you felt drawn to more than one of the groups too. That's always interesting when we get combinations. And I feel to pick for one more card. Oh, interesting. 9 of Swords. So 9 of Swords is what I call dark night of the soul energy. It's where we're sitting our hands in our head. And it really is where we're sort of got this heaviness energetically around us. So there's a death energy. So spirit is indicating that we have been through this cycle. We're coming out of it and we're coming into this phoenix rising from the ashes energy. Page of Swords. So it might be to share or talk about your experiences. Feel free to do so in the chat below as well. And I do feel also, let me know like if there was anything you got a download on around the light language, but we have Queen of Swords. So I do feel that this is sort of bit by bit and leading into where you will feel more freedom and liberation. I keep hearing the words to be around your own kind is also what's coming up. So let's have a look and see what comes up in the other deck. And I'll pop all of these in little spots. So this one is the Time Traveler deck. It's the other one we're looking into for today. I'll just file all of these away. And hopefully you guys had a lovely new moon. We do have the Lionsgate activation coming up with the gorgeous Elena very shortly. Oh, and as I was putting this away, I did have another card fall out, which was the Death in Reverse. So with some of you guys, you might be fighting this transformational energy or even clinging to 3D matrix stuff. So just take note if that is you. The Spirit was giving us an extra message. So in regards to really looking at how we can channel or bring through or access more connected energy to do with past life, where we're sort of focusing on to do with future, we have the card of reflection. So Mount Shasta, which we know is an entrance to inner earth to Talos, and I've been there, it's incredible. And you do see strange things there and feel amazing, incredible energy. So this again would be more to connect in with the ethereal realm. So where we had in the card 1 lot, we saw like really connecting in with the red earth and with the Uluru. This is more connecting to inner entrances to the earth, is a way to kind of tap back into ethereal realms. So the other card that we have for you is Earth Guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. So really beautiful message that we have with you guys. Interesting that it's Earth Guide. So your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. So it's interesting. We have you as a bit of a guide while you're down here on Earth. So that all makes sense and links together. Let's get one of the Syrian star cards. And I feel drawn to this one. And we have the card of purpose. So this is a really beautiful combination of cards. So it says, this is from my Syrian star card deck, and it says, I connect with my higher self and remember my life purpose I chose before incarnating here on Earth. And I did just see something fly past. So this really is a pile connected to starseed past life energy. If you've drawn number 2, please let me know if you are a starseed in the chat below. And I'm sure that I've read for many of you already. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see how many of my clients actually picked group number 2 that have had the starseed reading. So let's have a look into pile number 3. So we have this gorgeous celestial crystal. This does help us to access and heal. So celestial crystals, and I know that you would have seen this one that I've had on my show many times. This is like its little baby. So anyway, with this gorgeous celestial crystal, it's very similar to the one that we have on the star card. And it does, for me, represent bringing down frequencies from a higher or upper realm. The other thing that we also have with this is a little rainbow on here. So we can see that there is a diva that is inside of this crystal. So you can meditate and connect with the elementals and the divas that work specifically with these crystals. This, I feel, is higher dimensional energy as well. And it does help us to connect in and to promote self-healing. So I'll just put that one aside. And the first card that we have is personal power. So strength, determination. So we see here, this almost looks like a little bit of a cabin that he's building. We see an axe and quite rugged and handsome looking as well. So with this, we also see that, it looks like there's a log cabin. He's quite close to nature. I will look in and see a little bit more. I do also see an orb in here. It's a little bit harder to pick up, but you can see there's a bit of energy that's also sort of working with him. He almost looks a little bit like a lumberjack type energy is what we see. So let's get some cards. I do feel spirit touching the top of my head with this. So I am getting throat chakra energy straight away with this past life. The other thing that I see too is more modern than the first number 1 deck where we're working with alchemy and herbalism and plant. I actually feel this is more kind of like homesteading type energy. And for some of you, it might even be current life, because I'm sort of seeing where it feels to be like self-sufficient. I'm not really seeing sort of like internet, things like that around, but I feel for some of you, it might connect to do with modern times and a life that you're living. And for others, it might be back to sort of say like 80 to 100 years ago. So not very long in terms of like past life. And let me just feel into this. Yeah, find your power, find your voice. There's something around like throat chakra energy to do with past life. The other thing that I'm also seeing, this is interesting. This might be for someone specifically, but I'd always say what I see. So what I'm sort of seeing is a smaller child feeling like a little bit left behind, or a feeling of like not being seen, not being heard. So this might be like a pattern that you guys could be carrying, but I just see something around throat chakra, and this is around like needing to be seen and heard, and feeling to kind of have to be like fight to be heard is what I'm seeing around this past life energy. I do also feel that perhaps there was specific roles for males and females in this particular lifetime. So let's flip these cards over. So what we see is the 7 of Wands. We see the 9 of Cups, the card of the Aeon, the High Priestess, and the Death card. So the message that we have coming from Spirit around this particular lifetime, this might have been like quite a hard physical lifetime. So with the 7 of Wands, it's Mars and Leo energy. So this takes a lot of like dynamic energy, strength. It's a very masculine card as well. Then we see a 9 of Cups. So it looks like that there's like a big belief in spirituality. I do get the word Christianity as well come through, and there may be some other religions depending on what country you're from, but I do also get the name Founding Fathers, or the words Founding Fathers come in too. So we could even be looking back to that sort of period of time where countries were being founded, depending on which country you're in. But I do see that this is more, we would call this here maybe colonial times in Australia. We also see with the card of the Aeon too, that there's like a metamorphosis or some kind of change taking place. So with this little symbol here, Shin, we see here, this represents a clay pot. So say my cup of my beautiful Vision Quest potion, which has a bit of chamomile sitting in it. But with this, say it's a clay pot. So we're breaking down this old ideal or this old belief system, and we're forging ahead to build something new and grand for the future. And we see the High Priestess as well as the Death card. So with the High Priestess, they need to have a certain kind of knowledge and not get distracted. So I do feel that this was very much like a feeling of being on a mission. They give me the word progression as well. So this might be a little bit easier to tap into as far as past lives, because it wasn't that long ago. We see that there's still kind of like connected to our lineage, to our ancestors. So it might be time to really tap into that kind of patriot energy is what I'm seeing from this spread of cards. The other thing too that I also see, there is a little bit around like women being treated a bit different to do with both these two cards. So we have the Medusa energy with the card of the Aeon. Oh, and what I will say with the 9 of Cups, for me, this is always a really beautiful flow of where we have a connection to God, to the universe, flowing down into the physical realm. So I do feel more of like a religious type energy with this, as well as, you know, it's a connection to earth, connection to God. Let's get some of the Mythios Tarot and see what's coming up. So it'd be interesting to have a meditate on any of the cards that you guys came up with today, if anything is sort of resonating or standing out to you. And sometimes you'll feel it as twinges or tingles and things within your body. So let's flip these over. So we have a 3 of Swords, the Devil card, Page of Swords, the Hermit, and 5 of Cups. So there could be some harder times to release to do with this lifetime. Let's ask also for 2 more to see what it could be that is holding us back. We have Ace of Cups and 5 of Coins. So I do feel some of this is holding back for fear of standing out or fear of being different. So we really need to pour some new energy in with this Ace of Cups energy. So let me go over these a little bit more first. So what we're seeing is, again, like our religious energy that we've got coming up to do with this. With the 3 of Swords too, this will sometimes impact around throat chakra. So for me, 3 of Swords in the traditional deck will be through the heart, and we see it's in the heart here with Eros, which we know is about like that undying love energy. And it's that real, like, can't get your thirst quenched type love. We do have the Hades card or the Devil card with the Page of Swords. So I do believe this is around like releasing different things. I also feel that it's not about abandoning society and heading off to go build a cabin. I actually feel it's still learning to be part of a community, because with the Hermit, we sometimes will see with the Hermit that he'll be happy and reluctant to come out of his cave, but he's actually here as a bright light to guide and to lead. So he's like the reluctant leader. And with the Virgo energy associated with this card, he quite often will, like, you know, pick apart things or really like doubt himself or doubt like whether he's up to the task or if he's doing it right. There's perfectionism energy around this. We have 5 of Cups, which is disappointment. And I keep feeling that this is around humanity or to do with like being let down with certain people. So there may have been a different situation in this other lifetime. And I'm just also getting like a bit of a headachy feel with this as well. So there may have been like where you felt left down, shut out, and alone are the main words that's coming up from Spirit. We also have Ace of Cups and a 5 of Coins. I keep hearing the word new beginning with this Ace of Cups as well. This might also be where you're tapping into higher love, you're asking for a new beginning. For me, this is also the activation of your power, your auric energy. And with the 5 of Coins, this is sometimes in the Thoth Tarot called the card of worry. So I do feel this is like unburdening yourself with things that may have happened in that particular lifetime. And I'll put these away. And we will have a look into the Time Traveler deck. So I do feel some of you guys, this has been a long journey, and it feels like perhaps like a little bit of the same energy in this lifetime. We have a card of stillness, which is number 37, a Zen monastery in Japan. So with this, we see the beautiful cherry blossoms, and we know that cherry blossoms are a spring flower. So it's about new beginnings. We also see a little bit of a hermit energy here in this. So with this, there's a different kind of hermit nature or Zen that comes with this compared to sort of like starving out or leaving society. So I do feel this is to come into like a stillness to do with the mind. And see if you guys can bring this into like community or into humanity. We have the card of surrender. Surrender your need to control the outcome. Just be with life in this present moment. So we really have like this almost like a Zen monk type energy, but also like a bit of a pilgrim founder type energy come up today as well. So a little bit of, retreating to the cabins coming up to do with past life, or retreating to a monastery. So I do feel this is to bring it through. I need some more cards though to see how we can bring this through into future, the High Priestess. So this is definitely about reclaiming your power. But Knight of Discs can sometimes represent like it's taking a long time or it feels tiresome. But we have the Queen of Swords. So don't be afraid to actively talk about like your feelings, your beliefs, talking about like what it is that you guys want to see in the world. This is about freedom and liberation. So again, Patriot type energy is coming up for group number 3. And I will pick a Syrian star card for you guys too. And what we have is, oh my gosh, same as group number 2. So the card of purpose. I connect with my higher self and remember my life purpose I chose before incarnating here on earth. So many of you from group number 3 may have actually chosen to come through at this extremely patriotic time where we're very much connected to our ancestors, we're connected to founding fathers. Leave me like a little message, an emoji, if these resonated for you guys. I look forward to reading your comments. And yeah, please use the discount code Jupiter to save 10%. And I really want to go in depth with some of these lifetimes for a few of you. So I will see you through the week.